As you well know, the pandemic is having a negative effect on children's mental health. But Amy Paffrath is here to tell us about one local man who's doing his part to bring a dose of positivity to these young minds. You know how important that is as a former teacher.
It's so important because he sees greatness in them. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, friends. Well, philanthropy doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be as simple as reminding people of their greatness. That's how Terrance Burney started his nonprofit 12 years ago in Detroit. Now with his team of cross-country do-gooders, he's brightening the days of people in the Motor City and all across LA and inspiring them to live up to their greatest potential.
Snap judgments are real, and Terrance Burney is banking on them. This is his first day working with the first graders at Crete Academy.
I want everyone to jump up and down!
At 6'9", he commands attention, and so does his look. From the combat boots, to the camo, to the dog tags, to the words on his sweatshirt, it's all meant to plant some subtle messages.
I've become a professional seed planter. If I could step off in your consciousness for a brief second, hey, I see greatness in you. It's so amazing on how many people actually remember that.
Words, he says, the impressionable young minds here on the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson, one of the most poverty-stricken areas of LA, especially need to hear.
We're on the Nipsey Hussle court where Nipsey Hussle, he was killed literally 1 minute away up the street. And all of these kids have either gang family members or, live in a gang area. And so it's an honor to work here and spread positivity.
No matter a student's age, Coach Terrance's approach is the same, and it all starts with something his mentors, including his father, gave him: respect.
Before I teach them anything, I have them teach me something. Once someone feels that they can teach you something, it will make them open up a little bit more so you can teach them something.
Giving young people someone to look up to makes him feel good.
To have the ability to see greatness or see God inside of others, I feel like a real life superhero.
Great job, Malia!
But if it weren't for the former Detroit Piston forward's lowest point, multiple injuries, a bad relationship, and the end of his basketball career, he might not have been desperate enough to pray for help and be open to the message he received the next day through a stranger at a Detroit restaurant.
I was upset at life. I was wondering why I was here. And he said, I see greatness in you. And I knew that was the calling that I needed to share.
The next day, he wrote the phrase on a sign and stood on a street corner connecting with drivers around Detroit. It took about 8 years for people to take him seriously.
I've never begged for money or change or nothing like that. I was begging for change, and changing yourself.
Change is not without challenges.
I left everything I had. When I first moved out to Los Angeles, I stayed on Skid Row.
But he saw his vision through, and now his nonprofit impacts thousands of lives.
We feed over 600 people a week in those same areas where I was at.
This gentle, patient leader has seen a lot, and he's careful with his words.
A lot's going on out here. And so in a place where a lot's going on at, I see why God planted me here.
We expect a lot from our kids. Why not greatness?
We see greatness in you.
In addition to his youth programs at various LA area schools, Terrance and his team feed more than 600 people each week on Skid Row, and he says that 90% of his earnings go back to the community. Learn about Terrance and his mission at WeSeeGreatnessInYou.com.
What a swell guy.
Greatness in you. God, how powerful that is, especially for children who sometimes feel so invisible. I want that sweatshirt.
Me too.
Me too. And I'll tell you how you can place your order. They are made to order from a small minority-owned business that does custom screen printing. So all you got to do is send Terrance a message on either Instagram or through his website. It's $35 and he'll get you hooked up.
I'm in. Thank you so much. As
Thank you,
always,
Amy.
you bring us something good.
Yeah,
She always
good.
keeps an eye out for us, too.